What if the blight that keeps returning, the pests that laugh at your sprays, the harvests that disappoint, have nothing to do with your soil, your watering, or your variety? What if your tomatoes are simply alone? Ancient farmers across Rome, the Americas, and Southeast Asia knew something about tomatoes that most modern gardeners have completely forgotten. They never planted them in isolation. They planted them inside a living circle, a sacred community of plant allies, each one chosen with precision and purpose. Modern science has now confirmed what those traditions understood by instinct. Today, I'm going to show you how to build that circle. Beneath your tomatoes' roots, there's a living network, fungal threads called mycorrhizae, connecting your plants to everything growing beside them. Water, nutrients, warning signals. Scientists call it the Wood Wide Web. Ancient traditions called it sacred partnership. Today, we use it deliberately. I've organized 12 companion plants into 4 groups, what I call the castle wall. Each plays a specific role: the ancient soil trio, the guardian ring, the blight barrier, and the harvest amplifiers. Let's begin underground. Let's begin with the ancient soil trio. These 3 plants don't grow beside your tomatoes. They grow beneath them, feeding the soil, strengthening the roots, and building the foundation everything else depends on. Garlic is the most ancient companion in this system, and the most underestimated. It releases a compound called Alyssum directly through its roots. That compound doesn't just deter pests, it triggers what scientists call systemic acquired resistance. Your tomato's own immune response switched on before any threat even arrives. It wakes the tomato up to fight for itself. Garlic is your inner soil zone plant, 6 inches from the stem, alternating every 3rd tomato. Comfrey's roots reach 6 to 8 feet underground. While other plants work at the surface, Comfrey works in layers no garden tool can reach. It mines calcium, potassium, and phosphorus from deep subsoil, and releases them back at the surface as its leaves break down. Ancient traditions called it the healing leaf. Soil scientists call it deep cycle nutrient return. Comfrey is your deep soil anchor, 1 plant per tomato, placed 12 inches to the north. White clover forms a living partnership with soil bacteria called rhizobium. Together, they pull nitrogen directly from the air and fix it into the soil in a form your tomatoes can absorb immediately. No fertilizer, no amendment, a living system doing exactly what it evolved to do, for millions of years. Still the most efficient nitrogen delivery system ever discovered. White clover fills your pathway and perimeter zones, the space between rows most gardeners leave bare. The ancient soil trio builds your foundation, but a foundation without walls leaves everything exposed. The next 3 plants form the guardian ring, a living mid-layer of defense that stands between your tomatoes and everything that wants to reach them. The soil is fortified, the roots have what they need, now we build the walls. The guardian ring stands at mid-height, a living perimeter that decides what reaches your tomatoes and what doesn't. Basil is the most spiritually revered plant in this system. In ancient India it was called Tulsi, the sacred protector, planted at every threshold as a living shield against harm. Modern chemistry tells us exactly why it worked. They scramble the navigation systems of aphids, whiteflies, and spider mites. Pests that rely on scent to find your tomatoes simply can't locate them. The ancients didn't know the chemistry, they knew the result. Basil is your inner guardian, planted within 12 inches of every tomato, alternating with your garlic. French marigolds work on 3 levels simultaneously, and almost no other plant in the natural world does this. Above ground, limonene in their petals drives whiteflies away from the entire bed. Below ground, their roots produce alpha-terthienol, proven in controlled studies to be lethal to root knot nematodes, the microscopic worms that destroy your roots from beneath. And above all of that, their blooms attract the parasitic wasps that hunt whatever got through. 1 plant, 3 defensive layers. Never stopping. Marigolds anchor your mid-guardian ring, every 18 inches around the outer edge of your tomato bed. Parsley looks quiet. It isn't. At ground level, it creates a microclimate, moderating the humidity and soil temperature in the narrow band where fungal infections begin. Above that, its umbrella-shaped flowers are a biological magnet for parasitic wasps that specifically target tomato hornworm eggs, before they become the larvae that strip your plants overnight. This is the plant doing work you'll never see. Until the season your tomatoes don't get destroyed. Parsley fills your guardian ground layer tucked between basil and marigold every 24 inches. The guardian ring holds the perimeter, but blight doesn't come through the perimeter. It travels on water, on wind, on fungal spores that have waited all winter for a single opening. The next 3 plants were chosen specifically for what the guardian ring can't stop. This is the blight barrier. Blight does not announce itself. It moves quietly through moisture, through soil splash, through still air after rain. These 3 plants exist for one purpose: to stop it before it starts. Calendula is the most underestimated plant in this entire system. It flowers continuously from spring through frost, and every petal that drops becomes a protective mulch layer beneath your tomatoes, suppressing the soil splash that carries blight spores upward. But Calendula also secretes compounds through its roots that actively repel whitefly and aphid colonies before they establish. Prevention, not reaction. Calendula occupies the inner mid-ring, a continuous flower border running between your garlic zone and your guardian ring. Thyme grows low and dense, exactly where blight needs to travel. Its essential oils, particularly thymol and carvacrol, are proven anti-fungal compounds. Published research confirms they inhibit the germination of Phytophthora infestans, the organism responsible for late blight, at the soil level. Blight is stopped at the ground before it climbs. Thyme fills the inner ring, a dense ground cover wrapping the base of every tomato plant. Horseradish is the outer sentinel of this system. Its deep roots release volatile glucosinolate compounds that diffuse through the surrounding soil, creating a chemical boundary that Colorado beetles and fungal spores both avoid. Ancient gardeners placed it at the corners of vegetable beds, by instinct. We now know exactly why. Horseradish is your outer corner anchor, one plant at each corner of your tomato bed, never in the center. The blight barrier holds the line. But protection without abundance is only half the garden. The final 3 plants, the harvest amplifiers, don't defend, they produce. More flowers, more pollinators, more fruit, and together with everything you've built so far, they complete the castle wall. The soil trio built your foundation, the guardian ring held your mid-layer, the blight barrier sealed your defenses. These final 3 plants have one role: to make everything your tomatoes produce more. Borage is scattered through the center of the castle wall, close to your tomatoes, deliberately. Its star-shaped flowers are one of the most powerful pollinator signals in the plant kingdom. Studies show borage companion beds increase fruit set by up to 30%. But borage also releases trace calcium and potassium through its roots, compounds researchers link to improved tomato flavor, deeper color, richer taste. Ancient gardeners didn't know the mechanism, they just knew the tomatoes were better. Borage is your center scatter plant, one plant per every 2 tomatoes placed directly between them. Sweet Alyssum looks delicate. It isn't. Its honey-scented flowers attract 2 of the most effective predators in your garden, hoverflies and parasitic wasps. They hunt aphids, whiteflies and caterpillar eggs at the larval stage, before you ever see the damage. Sweet Alyssum also forms a dense inner carpet, cooling soil temperature, locking in moisture, and suppressing the weeds that compete for your tomatoes' resources. One plant, 4 functions, 0 effort once established. Sweet Alyssum forms your inner carpet layer, dense continuous coverage between the inner and mid-rings. Nasturtium is the final line of your castle wall, and perhaps the most elegant plant in this entire system. It is what ecologists call a trap crop. Aphids are overwhelmingly drawn to Nasturtium over tomatoes. They move to it voluntarily. They cluster there and leave your tomatoes untouched. Nasturtium also releases allelopathic compounds, chemical signals that confuse and deter whiteflies and squash bugs before they ever cross the perimeter. And when the season ends, every leaf, every flower, is edible, peppery, bright. A final gift from a plant that spent all season protecting everything else. Nasturtium forms your outer moat, a continuous perimeter ring around the entire castle wall. You now have all 12. Not 12 random plants scattered around a garden, 12 companions, each with a precise role, a precise position, and a reason that science and tradition both agree on. Now let's see them together. At the center, Borage and Sweet Alyssum, attracting the pollinators that amplify everything around them. The inner rings, Thyme and Calendula, sealing the soil, blocking splash, holding moisture. The mid-ring, Basil, Marigold, Parsley, your guardian ring, fragrance, roots and chemical signals all working at once. The outer corners, Horseradish, quiet, immovable, deeply protective, and the outer moat, Nasturtium, drawing every predator away from what matters most. Garlic underground, Comfrey anchoring deep, white clover threading the pathways between. This is not a garden, this is a sanctuary. Before you go, tell me one thing in the comments. Which of these 12 surprised you most? I read every answer. Your response genuinely shapes what I make next. If this gave you something useful, please hit that subscribe button so these types of guide keep finding you. No noise, just plants, science, and the quiet things that actually work. Watch our related videos on 7 companion herbs to boost your tomato growth and flavor, and 1 deadly mistake that's killing your tomato harvest. I link them here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.